let's take on our final team here, the West Mifflin Titans. They went 5-6 last year, 4-3 in conference to clinch a playoff spot. Coach Rod Steele is back. They come back with 2 on offense and 3 on defense. Notable storyline for West Mifflin was playing with Nikis Demery, who was a transfer last year, and that transfer had some complications with it, which could cost them a playoff spot heading into this year, even though Nikis Demery graduated from West Mifflin over the offseason. So that could be an interesting storyline as we look toward playoff season. But as far as, the talent they got back, Isaiah Goodwin on the offensive line is going to be an anchor with Jason Schofield, Nikai Johnson at tight end and defensive end, most notably, Pitt commit right now, 3-star. And then they got a ton of new faces entering the system there that are going to make an impact immediately. Is this going to be a rebuilding year for the Titans, or with 4 players? With 4 teams, getting playoff spots, is this a year where they try and make the playoffs, even though they might not necessarily have a shot to even play in them?
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a little rebuilding year for West Mifflin. They went 5-6 last year, 4-3 in conference, made the playoffs. The thing that they have going for them, obviously, is having a stud in Naki Johnson. Like we mentioned, the pick commit. They definitely have that going for him. He'll definitely be the leader of this West Mifflin team. Then the same thing I kind of said with Uniontown, keeping the kids motivated, knowing that they fight, it don't matter if they go 10-0 and win the comp, well, they can't go 10-0 now because of COVID and the less amount of games. But let's say they go undefeated and run the table in the season, they might still not even make the playoffs because of what happened last year with the transfer and everything. So it's just definitely going to be, motivating the kids and trying to keep them, week to week basis motivated. So that'll be the toughest thing for West Mifflin. So wood building year most likely, but just because they don't return a lot from last season, so that'll be the big thing for West Mifflin.
Yeah, as far as their young pieces go, I think that's where the real talent could come in. I know they got 2 freshmen who are already benching 300 and 275 pounds, and Del Rico White and Delron White. Braden Krause as well on the offensive line. And again, that's a place where they have a ton of depth, obviously Good and Schofield, Johnson already there. The weapons, Tyrell Ogletree, who's the brother of West Mifflin great Jimmy Wheeler. He's going to be kind of the leader of the offense now. But again, looking back on this defensive line, how good is this defensive line going to be with all that depth, all those, younger players that are looking for experience as well?
Well, they definitely have a great player to look up to, and the leader of this team, as I mentioned, Naki Johnson. I think I've said for the 3rd time now, the pick commit. So, he's one of the better players in this this conference. One of the better athletes in the WPIL for that matter. So they definitely, just whatever they can learn and get off of him, that'll be huge for their success in the future.
And then I have their most intriguing game, September 18th at Belle Vernon. That might be one of their toughest away games for them. And it's a game that if they want to get in the upper tier of this conference, they have to compete with a team like Belle Vernon on the road. That's just a necessity that they have to play well in that game if that's what they want to be in the future.